Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for a special edition, very special edition of the Analysis at Anfield podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Liverpool Football Club. If you've been under a rock, this bombshell dropped yesterday. Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool Football Club at the end of the season. So it was only right, you know what I'm saying? I gave the Liverpool lot who host it, you know what I'm saying, the great content creators that contribute to the channel, give them 24 hours. Yeah, it's been over 24 hours to process the news, digest the news, you lot know, and get over the initial shock. But before we get into the show, make sure you run up the likes, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Please share this across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell. Please keep all your comments and questions Liverpool related. I know the vast majority are going to be about Klopp leaving as well, 99.9%. So we got to get the gang in the building. Well, some of the gang, you know what I'm saying? Some of the gang in the building. We've got Nick here. Ryan is also here as well. What you man telling me, man? What's going on? What's going on? Chat to me. What's happening?
Oh, Lord. Oh, fam.
I just said, blood. It just. Hey, Ryan, you unusually quiet. Talk to us, family. What you saying, little bro? Smile, man.
Nothing really.
Cool. Smile.
It's cool.
Smile.
Nah, you're all right.
That's it. Now you're all right, you know.
Bro,
all right, first.
I'm hurt, bro. Like, firstly, big up everyone inside each and every time. Big up Flawless and that. This guy is definitely getting his comeuppance. Like, it's his. I said, it wasn't even long ago. Well, it was not even a week ago when I was literally saying to this guy, how the tables have turned.
Yeah,
and this guy, I was cornering him, giving Eddie the corn that they deserved. And now this guy's here for my misery. I had to show up.
I'm laughing at you saying you're hurt. That's what made me. That caught me off guard. That's what it was.
I'm hurt.
That's what it was.
Hurt, broken, bro. Broken. Not gonna lie, bro. Broken, like fully, like. So, like, yeah, like lots going on in that. But like, quick past shooting. But I have to obviously come and share. Bro, I can't even do this, bro.
So these fellas genuinely hurt by this, yo. Break up settings, yo.
You know, in 1974, Shankly. This is the thing, yeah. This is the thing that I can say.
Wait, let me interrupt it. Now, this is someone in the comments, yeah. Now, I'm sick of this. Like, I've had this all day since yesterday. No, Daniel, piss off, bro, in the comments. Because you're all, at least Ryan got his wish. Bro, yeah, I was Klopp out for a few months last season. I admit I was. But I've been Klopp in for about a year now. Only a few months, and then people, you were Klopp, you're Klopp out, you're Klopp. Stop talking bollocks, right? Honestly, you chat shit. And Daniel, you're the same Chelsea fan. Yeah, no, I'm not having this. Daniel, you're the same Chelsea fan. When Tuchel was in charge of Chelsea, you were bigging up Tuchel all the time, even when he got sacked. As soon as he got sacked, you were chatting shit about him all the time. You were slagging Tuchel off when he got sacked. When he was there, you were bigging him up all the time, even towards the end. So stop chatting shit, Daniel, you absolute hypocrite. Honestly. I'm sick of these people, man, honestly.
Right. Listen. I know that he's
and I'm not the only one who was Klopp out last season. I can name you others.
No, listen, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, let me jump in it, and I'm just gonna turn my camera off because I need to bun this Zibby because I'm hurt right now. I'm not even gonna lie right now. I'm hurt. Yeah. All right. Listen. I'm gonna quickly because I've only got half hour here before I go in it.
Yeah, listen, cool family.
I'm gonna. That's a good segue. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in it. Yeah, there was a last season, and I only speak for myself. I speak for myself and my brother Roms in it. Like, shout out Roms each and every time.
Shout out Roms every time, man. Shout out Roms.
Do you know what I mean? Roms, me and Roms come into this thing together, so I know what get me. I'll chat for me and my guy in it. But like, other than that, like, yeah, and Ryan's right in it. There was a lot of talk of Klopp out and all of that. On my part, and Flawless is my guy. And a lot of what I've said is on this channel. Do you know them ones that's documented? So I can't even lie, you know, like that. But let me remind you, man, innit? Like, I am a Liverpool fan. Do you get it? As much as I love Klopp and I love certain man, I'm always going to be a Liverpool fan. I'm always going to want the betterment of the club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that comes first. And I love Klopp. I've always loved Klopp. I've even said Klopp's my dad. Do you know what I'm saying? So this hurts, man. Watching my dad go, like, do you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's mad. But at the same time, there were certain things where I did say that as good as Klopp was, he wasn't above judgment. And I merely was bringing judgment on, and I would also be like, I'm real, innit? Like, I was like, listen, Klopp happened to be a media darling at certain times when I thought that there should have been more questions asked. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sort of like Angie's, whatever the case was. And I was just more like, listen, like certain men were saying, yo, Klopp's going to rebuild this team. And they were saying it like it was a given. And I was saying, listen, no one has seen that. No one. So what regardless of however good he's been, no one can't tell me how good his rebuild can be because no one's seen it. And it was just things like that I was just merely, and people are like, oh, you're here. I'm like, no. Like, at the end of the day, this is I was just pointing out things. Bro, since I have been at the beginning of time, since I've been on this channel, bro, man has been talking about, well, me personally, I don't really drink fizzy drinks, innit? Man, just get me liquid juice, apple juice. But when it comes to football, yeah, man likes pop, fam. You get me? Fizzy pop, fam. Patterns of play. That is what I have been talking about from day dot. And our patterns of play was stinky. Do you get me? Like, I'll be one of the first to say, like, it was stinky. It was successful at times, but more time it weren't great. And I called it out. So I used to call out Pet Linders. I used to call out these type of things. Bro, at the end of the day, a lot of the things in which I said, and is why I'm now even more hurt. I'm more hurt because I look at the rebuild, which I wasn't sure that he could do, and I just wasn't confident that he'd done. I look at it now, I'm like, rah, the rebuild is kind of serious. I have to give man credit, and I did give man credit. I even came out beforehand. I was like, yo, I got to sit back and give man credit for what he's done, you know. Also said, like, I came out and I was like, you know what, like, early on, I thought that it was a good enough rebuild for us to challenge, but I still wasn't really that confident because I couldn't remember a time where any team has rebuilt any part of their one main base of their team, be it defense, midfield, or striker, overhauled the entire workforce in that department, and then gone in a season.
The most important area of the pitch as well.
You could argue. Do you get it? But no, I can't remember a time where, like, not one man in that department started last season. Do you get it? Like, I'm thinking I'm thinking that's too big of a. Do you see it? So that's why I didn't really put us in there. And then I'm looking at the patterns of play. I'm looking at the pop, like, you get me, like, I like my Fanto with no ice. Hey, listen, I'm looking at the way we're playing.
With no ice,
brother, we're looking real hussy out there. Do you get it? Like, less crossing, inshallah, like running off the ball. I'm like, yo, we're actually, do you get it? Like, we're doing bits. We brought Gravenberch in, like, runners with the ball. Do you know what I mean? We've got Sabozlai runners off the ball. Like, I said to you, and again, Flawless, I came out and I said, I think we're winning the league. I said that before I even knew this thing. I said, and because of the way, the manner in which we were playing, the answers in which we had, I said, yo, I think we'll do this. Do you know them ones there? Like, I wasn't on a hype thing. I was just like, from what I'm seeing, Klopp has literally answered a lot of the questions in which I had for him, and I wanted him. That's all I wanted. I wanted man on Sky Sports were not even asking the questions, and we were riding in eighth. And I was like, yo, what's going on here? Like, what is going on here? Like, do you know them ones there? Burnley are turning up at Anfield and smoking, man. Like, what's going on? Are we not asking these questions? And man are like, nah. Like, so yeah, I would definitely hold my hands up and say I was one that was like, yo, what's going? And if those questions couldn't be asked, if our patterns of play was still stinky, and if them certain things, then yeah, I would have been like, listen, let's move on. Do you get it? And I never even had the opportunity to do that because he smashed it. So this now, for him to then turn around and leave, I said, yo, Klopp was acting like man was outside and I was just allowing him to look inside. He's my pup. But I was like, big man, you don't really have a place in here right now. Then he came back and he was cooking the dinners and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that man saying, yo, I'm ghosting. Man just gave man the what's going on here? Like, it hurts, bro. It hurts deep. Before I go, also, like, listen, Ryan, this goes for Ryan, this goes for everyone else. Yeah, listen. Man can't get mad at man for doing what they're supposed to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, football is tribal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how football is, even more so in this day and age. So you can't get mad at what man are doing, like, because that's what they're supposed to do. Haters are gonna hate. Do you know what I mean? Your ops are gonna just be the ops. It is just what it is.
Man, the ops are going ops.
Nah,
They're
but my
gonna
issue
ops,
is
bro.
people lying on my name.
No. Hear what I'm saying. It is what it is. Like, at the end of the
That's
day,
done with you, man.
when you look around, yeah, brother, like, fam, things ain't even close. Like, if Arteta don't win something this season, a cup, and the only cup that he can possibly win is a Champions League or a Premier League, questions to be asked. Pochettino, there's already questions. A certain man that don't even think he should still be. There's questions to be asked. You don't really have long before real questions have to be asked. Ten Hag. Okay, let's move on. There's do you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, moving on to Anfield, man. You know what I'm saying? Your time.
It is what it is. So we can't really be mad at the Ops for doing what they're gonna do and man celebrating and all of that and that. But one thing I would say is, like, another thing quickly is to Klopp, right? In terms of, like, he is the most successful, the best manager I've ever had in my lifetime, and I've been on this earth for a fair while. And I'm telling you, like, the best thing I could really say about him, other than the achievements, is what he's really done to us as fans. Be it, I can only imagine what it is like in the city. Obviously, I've been to a couple of games and I've been in the city, and it's booming. But for a man that, like, generally, like, I'm watching what he's done to us as fans and, like, United, and given us hope, and just, like, my daughter was born in the Champions League, like, winning season and that, like, it's just mad. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, some of the memories he's given us is mad. And like I was gonna say, is like Shankly left in 1974, and for me to even say that, like, the feeling that the fan base feel is comparable in 2024 to Klopp leaving is mad. That just says so much for him as a man. Like, if you go back and you do your, as that, for an old school man, I don't think will begrudge me for saying that. I'm not saying who's a better. I'm just saying in terms of the feeling that it's, I can imagine, like, and a lot of my like old man that I've spoken to who told me, like, raw, when Shankly left, like, and it's mad because obviously, like, Paisley comes straight in, it's cool, but when you actually deep it, when Shankly was leaving and they didn't know what was to come, it was mad. And that is to have a manager that you can even say that's comparable, like Ferguson, that he is our Ferguson. Do you know them ones there? Like that, like, now I know that's crazy for us to have that feeling in terms of these great managers. That just only says, like, that just, do you know what I mean? It's just more testament to the man. And yeah, man's fucking hurt. Yeah, go and do your thing. I need to bun this, man.
Yeah, man, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Ryan? Floor's yours.
Just still shocked, to be honest. Like, just doesn't seem real. Just imagining that he's not going to be in the dugout next season. Like, he's been here 9 years, so yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it was shocking news when I heard. I was at work, turned on my phone, group chat was popping off that I was in Liverpool 1. I thought it was a joke at first. Then I went on Twitter and actually saw the official video. I was like, my hands were shaking. Like, it was crazy. I was just in shock, man. It was honestly, like, I don't know, man. Like,
you generally took this to heart, innit?
yeah,
How not?
it's hard
How
because
not?
he's
How not? How flawless? How not, bro?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I know, man. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen, because it's weird to see. Right, one thing Ryan will do is talk. You know what I'm saying? It's rare. I've never, actually, I tell a lie. Outside of him being on stream with Tutu Gyal, I've never seen him speechless. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's what it is. Minus that. This guy always got something to say. And speaking of someone with, you know what I'm saying, who's always got a lot to say, you know what I'm saying? My favorite frenemy, you know what I'm saying? Back again, podcast brethren as well. One of the most entertaining content creators out there, without doubt. You know what I'm saying? We got to welcome Mr. This is Football in the building. Man like Hassam. Yes, family. What are you saying, Hassam?
Back again. Hello, guys. Big up.
What's going on?
What are you telling
What's
me?
going
What
on?
go on?
What are you saying,
Big
Hassam?
up. Big up Saint, big up Ray and Flawless, big up everyone in the
Hey,
chat.
big up, bro.
Wish
Come
you
on.
guys are liking, wish you guys are subscribing. Flawless invited me for the first time in 7 months on my saddest ever day because he's
You
an
know what
asshole.
Flawless is like. You know
This
what
guy's a
Flawless is
liar.
like.
You know
I'm
how
just
you know
here
he's
for
a-
you.
You know
I
how
just want
you
you to.
Hey, people,
Yeah,
I'm
all right,
gonna
my
dispel this myth because
This guy ain't invited me in a year. In
You
a
know
year,
what it
he
is?
ain't invited me.
One, because so I'll just dispel this with two things. One, because when I do the Tuesday edition of the United Liverpool show, you're on an hour before me. So that's why. So we clash in regards to that. Secondly, for those that know, I do the Sarcasm City TV specials where I sit down with the biggest and best content creators in the game. Guess who was one of the first people on that? I think he was third. Second or third, I think Hassan was on that. I'm saying the Sarcasm City TV specials. You can go check them back. You know. So you know, just to clarify, but yeah, I
You
would
know, even the
definitely
setting is a sad
invite.
setting because it's cold as fuck as well over here. It's so cold. Like it's like 1 degree Celsius and I'm freezing my ass off, honestly. And you
It
know,
is, but-
our walls is made to keep heat like outside. So when it's cold, it brings all the cold inside. You know how like for you guys in the summer, your house is not built to keep the heat inside. That's why when it's hot, it's like extra hot. For us, it's extra cold. And the
It's
floor
cold,
is like marble and shit. So it's just
Crazy,
like
man.
extra frozen.
You know what I'm saying? It's cold outside, it's cold inside. You're cold inside as well because it's all right, man. We here, man. We here for you, Hassam.
Marble, yeah. That's how we live in.
Yeah, Hassam out here rich, man. You know what I'm saying?
Say nothing.
Marble is actually cheap in Jordan because it's natural resource.
Oh, is it? Oh, see. I did not know. You learn something new every day, people. Learn something new every day. But yeah, Hassam, your initial thoughts when you heard the news.
My initial thoughts, I'll be honest, if I said the word, this video will have a yellow mark next to monetization. So I think maybe that's not the smartest idea to tell you initial thoughts because I woke up, it was Friday, you know, and all I see is 72 notifications of hold that. I have no idea what the fuck going on. I just woke up. And I just look at my phone and I just realize, like, okay, Klopp's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. What the hell just happened? You know, because initial, if you want, honestly, 100% initial emotion is shock. It's 100% shock because it was something so unexpected. It just came out of nowhere. So you're just like, you know, we were thinking in our mind, even on the Back Again pod, I think we only did it like a day or 2 days before the news. And even then, like, we were just talking about, you know, Liverpool competing on all fronts, blah, 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 blah. Like, this was never even, like, it was never even a question on your mind or on Troops' mind or anyone's mind or Ray in the chat or anyone. Like, no one ever thought, like, yo, Klopp could leave at the end of the season. No one ever thought that. Like, we were thinking about maybe Klopp maybe doing his last year next year, possibly. So this came as a shock to the system, a shock to all our systems. So I ended up watching his interview. And after watching his interview, my feeling towards it completely changed. I'll tell you why. Because in his interview, you kind of, for 24 minutes, put away the fact that he's Liverpool manager and you just listen to Klopp, the human being, where he can obviously say there's something not right. Like he must be drained. And by the way, this even happens to us as YouTubers. Sometimes, like after like 3-4 months of consistent content, you just want to take like 2 days off and just not do content, just to like relax a little.
I think people don't
Problem
realize.
with management, as he says, it's daily, you know,
Yeah.
and the algorithm is you winning trophies. So it's just like every day, you know, just consistent work. So like I understood why, but it still is sad because in the modern era, he is our greatest manager, 100%. So it's still as a shock to the system till this day, to be honest with you. And I think it will only set in like the sadness and shit at the end of the year, specifically if he goes out on a high. Like if you played GTA V and you chose ending C, if you didn't choose ending C, you need to be locked up. You shouldn't be killing Michael or killing Trevor. Have some shame. Anyway, so if you choose ending C and you see that ending like before the credits come out and they're all three of them just walking to the sunset, you know, and the guy's like, I'm too old for this shit. I feel like this is gonna be Klopp at the end of the year, you know, if we win something. So yeah, it's kind of like shocking at this moment in time, and I think the real sadness will will actually settle in at the end of the year.
I think
thing is-
people
Go on.
don't
Go on.
realize that he's been managing for 24 years straight. Like, obviously, he left Dortmund, said he was going to take a sabbatical, I think. That only lasted like 2 months because then he came to us. So he hasn't really had a rest in 24 years at the end of the day. So I
Yeah.
can completely understand that he's drained. He looked drained last season a lot of the time as well. That was very understandable considering how bad we were. But he looked absolutely drained last season. And I think it says a lot about him that the easiest thing for a lot of managers to do would have just walked at the end of last season. After the difficult season we had, a lot of managers would have just given up, gotten out of there, you know. But he decided, no, I'm going to stay and, you know, try and get us on the right track so it'll make it easier for a new manager to come in instead of them having to rebuild like he did himself when he came, because Rodgers caused so much damage at the club that Klopp basically had to rebuild the club. No, he did, bro. Rodgers was terrible.
No, I'm
But
agreeing with you. I'm remembering the bad
Oh,
times.
right.
I
Sorry, I
hated
thought you were
Rodgers.
disagreeing. Yeah,
But to
Rodgers
be
was
honest with you,
terrible,
Ryan,
bro.
to be honest with you, Ryan, I think like he
Klopp had to
said,
rebuild it
I,
from the floor, bro. When
but I
he
think
came
did.
in, so he's making sure that's not the situation for the new manager. Where if he'd have left at the end of last season, it could have been something more similar to that. But now it looks like, you know, we're definitely on the right track. He's taking us up. That he's leaving it much easier for the new manager. So and putting the club in a much better state for when he does leave. So I think that says a lot about him and how much
I
he genuinely loves the club. Like he genuinely loves the club. You know, when he said he won't manage another English club, that's genuinely believable. Like I genuinely
Yes.
fully 100% believe him.
mm.
So I think it says a lot about him.
I agree with you, but to some extent, like Klopp, I think even he knows it. Like Klopp's just he's too good of a manager. Like for his legacy to have ended with last season. Do you know what I mean? Like I think he himself, regardless of whatever was going on, I think he always would have done what he's doing now because he would have known.
Yeah,
Like,
he
nah,
would have,
listen,
but I'm
like
saying a lot of
let me.
managers wouldn't
And
have.
not, yeah, that's true, and that is more testament to him. And in terms of like him leaving and when he said it and all of that, like you getting a punch in the gut from anyone is gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt more when you don't know. Do you know what I mean? When you can brace yourself, yeah. When it's unexpected, it just that's when it's like whoa. But if you can brace yourself for it, it's still gonna. And that's why it's just like bam, it came out of nowhere. Do you know them ones there? And it's, but in all honesty, I do think it will galvanize us. Because like I said, there's no way we've when you look at the core of our squad, even the ones, even the Sadiceries like the Gravenberches and all of that come in, well, they're gonna want this. They look at each other and they've been known about this, I think, to be fair. And as a fan base, this is, I don't think
What, you think they knew
there's
for
few.
longer?
I think they've known for longer, yeah. But I think they've known for longer. And I think that they've been doing this knowing, and I think there's few fan bases, ours included, that you want to give this type of a match to light it under our arse, to like drag us through times to really do it for this guy. And I think it's going to be a madness. And you lot, I did say, like, I think we'll do the league, we'll scumbag it. And I think even more so now. But yeah, man, I'm heartbroken, man, literally heartbroken. I got to bounce. But yeah, love for having me on, man.
Hey, love every time, Saint. Yeah, I'll shout you soon, man. Definitely,
my guy.
Big up,
Love,
man.
man.
Every single
Appreciate it,
time.
man.
I think
Blessed to say. Let me get to this from Sheik. Big up Sheik for the super chat every single time. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV as well. He says Stevie G might be available. I think he's perfect. Hey, Sheik, I respect the super. Thank you for the super chat. I respect.
Sheik, you know, I just want to talk about, you know, there are two, you know, you have to be classy, Sheik. You know, at least wait 24 hours before you can be a cunt about it. Just wait 24 hours, brother. Let me more than 24 hours, Sheik. I was gonna subscribe Sheik TV. Now I'm not gonna subscribe. Hold that. Hold that.
I big up to T1 who is going through it. He says, Hassam, I'm still going through the 5 stages of grief. I don't think therapy streams can heal the pain. T1, you called into the fan calling show yesterday. I guarantee you felt better after that call. So I will be here for you. The fan calling show will be here for you. The Sarcasm City TV community. Why am I asshole? He called in yesterday. And I guarantee he says I felt better. Why am I asshole? Hey, I'm here for you, T1. The Sarcasm City TV community is here for you as well. So you feel free to call in on Mondays, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And you get the therapy streams, man. We gotta help people out here, man. We can't just leave brothers out here suffering, going through the pain. He said, I don't think therapy streams can heal the pain. I'm here to tell you different, T1. Yeah, go on, Ryan.
I think people have questioned the timing of the announcement. I think they had no choice, to be honest with you, but to announce it, because you can't announcing it at the end of the season. What you have to realize, it's such a hard thing to keep secret. What what you have to remember is the process is going to be a big process to change the manager at the end of the day. It's going to be a massive process to find the right replacement to replace him. That you need a lot of time to do it at the end of the day. You can't just decide he's leaving at the end of the season and then do it, because fact is you have to get into contact with potential candidates that you want. And of course it's going to get leaked if that happens. If you're getting into contact with potential candidates, multiple candidates, it's always going to get leaked. There's always going to be it's always going to get leaked at the end of the day. And it couldn't have come from anyone other than the club and Klopp. It wouldn't have looked good, and the fans wouldn't have liked it. We wouldn't have liked it if it had come out, the news about him leaving, from another journalist, or some random journalist or someone. That wouldn't have been good. It had to come from the club and from Klopp. So I think the timing, it had to be done yesterday. I've seen people criticize it. It had to be done. Their club had to do it themselves. Klopp had to do it himself. Otherwise, it would have got leaked through someone else, because they have to start this process early at the end of the day. They have to, because it's such a big change, and it's not only that, the backroom staff's changing. Behind the scenes, loads will be changing as well. He's been there 9 years at the end of the day, so the timing had to be done yesterday at the end of the day. So yeah, that's what it is. I've seen people criticize it, and I'm like, they couldn't have done it any other time, to be honest.
And I get to all the
By the
questions.
way, Klopp said it in his interview. This is why Herrera is actually spitting right now. He said it in his interview. Usually managers, when they leave, they get sacked. Or like it's a completely different setting, So like Klopp leaving in a different world would have been like 180 degrees opposite setting, or like, God forbid, like he got sacked, or Liverpool were really bad and we finished 12th, or like had a horrendous season type stuff. And he said that like he was in a position where he actually had to let the people know. Like I feel like he was in a position where it's just like he just had to go out there and just tell the people like, yo, I'm leaving. And I like, obviously with everything that's happened with him at Liverpool as well, like give him the keys to the city and all that stuff. Like obviously he's done a lot for club, for city, for everything. So it was never gonna be a thing where it's just like he just walks away type thing. Like he had to let us know a bit before. I felt like this was always gonna be a part of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Hey,
think
you like in the
as
chat
well,
before you go, Ryan. Hey, run up the likes still. There's over 80 people in here. I don't know how many likes we're on. I'm going to double check that in a second. But run up the likes if you are watching this live right now, or if you're watching this back, because we're only at 31 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Get us up to 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. I'm starring the best questions, people. But to make sure we get to your question, super chat, because obviously Hassan and Ryan have got a lot to get off of their chests. Go on, Ryan.
I'm just happy for him as well that he's going to be leaving as the hero and not the villain. Like how I didn't want anything like Arsene Wenger to happen. Because let's be honest, Arsene Wenger's a legend of Arsenal. No one disputes that.
Absolutely.
But the way he left was a bit. He didn't leave as the hero in a lot of fans' eyes. Let's be real. We all know how
there were Wenger out protests, like
we all know how a lot of Arsenal fans were. He left as a hero to a lot of fans, but he also left as the villain to a lot of fans. And I didn't want the same to happen to Klopp. And I love how he's just going to leave as the hero. Even if we don't win the trophies this season, he'll still leave as a hero. So I like that. I like how he's going to leave as the hero and not as the villain. So yeah, I'm happy for him for that as well. So.
And even Surfer shedded a tear, you know what I'm saying? As emotionless and as much as of a dickhead he is, you know what I'm saying? Even Surfer's here, you know what I'm saying, to show his respect. I almost wore all black, you feel me? But we moved. I was going to wear a black shirt and a tie, and I was like, you know what? I can't be bothered with all that. But we move. Sheik says, question for Hassam and Ryan. First of all, hold that. But seriously, do you think some Liverpool players leaving the summer now after hearing the club news?
I think just Salah. I think just Salah leaves.
Depends. No, not even Salah. We cannot say that. I'll tell you why, Ryan. This is all in the hands of
the chances of him going increases. I don't think anyone else leaves.
No, I'll tell you why. This is all in the hands of FSG. I'll give you a prime example right now. Let's say John W. Henry calls Zinedine Zidane, offers him a blank checkbook, goes like, come manage Liverpool, whatever you want, we're going to offer you. Why the fuck would Salah leave? Like, it depends. If Graham Potter walks through the door and then Salah decides to leave the next day, I'll clap him off. I'll be like, well done, fuck off. And I'll be Potter out. People need to understand, now FSG, there's a reason why, you know, big up Kurdish. I was actively involved with Kurdish with the whole FSG out planes. I was protesting even from halfway across the world, like fucking leading a movement and shit for good reason.
respect that.
Because these owners, I feel like now with Klopp gone, they'll actually be exposed. Because Klopp can make Darwin Núñez look like a footballer. Because Klopp could take Wataru Endo from almost relegated Stuttgart and make him a Premier League DM. Because Jurgen Klopp could take players like a Gravenberg, who was looked at as trouble at Ajax and Bayern, and make him a Premier League midfielder. Jurgen Klopp could take Matip on a free, Joe Gomez from Charlton, Robertson from relegated Hull, Trent as an academy midfielder, make him a right back. All this stuff Klopp can do. Now, obviously, let us all be realistic. Look, Pep and Klopp and Ancelotti, they're the three like best-in-class managers in the world right now. I'm sure Flawless went through the same thing when, like, obviously when they have the Ten Hag conversations. When you look at the manager market, it's not like it's stacked with talent right now. Like, it's not like, oh my God, there are so many managers to choose from. There ain't that many managers to choose from. Like, it's not like it's a thing where it's like so many choices. But FSG could make even a smart decision, if not for short term, for long term. The prime example for me would be like a Xabi Alonso if he wins the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen. People need to understand, Bayer Leverkusen are essentially the Spurs of the German league.
They
like,
won one trophy.
Flawless will tell you this. They had the year where they were almost going to win the treble. They lost the Bundesliga, they lost the Champions League final, and they lost the cup.
Bro,
like, they have
Spurs.
absolutely bottled it. Go on, Ray.
Bro, they're worse than Spurs. They've won one trophy in their whole history, bro, by Leverkusen.
No, but we have to, make it relevant to the Premier League as an example. So if he wins them the league, that is an achievement. No one here can deny. And stopping Bayern winning, like, obviously because Bayern have won 10 leagues in a row, stopping them winning is going to be a massive thing. So if you go down the Zidane route or the Xabi Alonso route, or maybe even like the De Zerbi route, I don't expect players to. No, I'm just giving as an example. I don't expect players to throw a fit and want to leave. But if Graham Potter walks in or someone like that and they want to leave, I understand. And I wouldn't even say a bad word about them. I'd be like, 100%, I understand you. Because FSG are capable of that as well, Ray. They're capable of doing this dumb shit. They're capable of it.
Of course.
They're very capable of going like Graham Potter, the project manager and dumb 100%.
Shit. Yeah, we all know what FSG are like at the end of the day. And I think with the players, I don't think, obviously, because of some of them only have maybe 18 months left on their deal, I think that's why it's getting spoken about. So Salah, Van Dijk, Trent. Trent won't be a problem. I don't think Van Dijk will be a problem. Salah, I think, to be fair, Salah could go anyway to Saudi, even if Klopp would have stayed at the end of the day. The fact is, I just think the chances of him going have increased because he's going Klopp. So
that's fair.
I'm not saying Salah is going to leave. I'm just saying that he could leave. Do you get what I mean? I am wary that he could leave. I don't think anyone else leaves. I'll be honest with you. I don't think anyone else goes.
I think Virgil could leave.
I don't think he will. He's captain.
Why do you think Van Dijk could leave?
Barcelona 2 years. Dutch connection. The Dutch players love Barca as well.
Yeah, Dutch players, yeah. There are plenty of quality Dutch players who have played at Barcelona, yes. Yeah, that's true.
Like, you could go through them. Cruyff, Rijkaard, like, so many have played for Barcelona.
No, I hear you. I fully get what you're saying.
Even now, De Jong, Ronald Koeman, some of the greatest. Yeah.
Huh? And big up to Lewis in the cut. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He says big up and he put hold that. Where's your Jurgen gone? Big up. Where's your Jurgen gone? It's hilarious. Big up to Eli for the super chat. My Don says Flawless. You are a motherfucking crook. Laughing by ourselves. Drinking them tears. What? Yo, I'm just offering a platform.
Hey, Eli, he's going to be drinking your tears February 4th. So hold that.
But big up to my guy, Eli, every single time. Big up
to Flawless.
What, are you playing Arsenal? Are you playing Arsenal?
Yes, sir.
Playing Arsenal. Yeah, you playing
Eli,
Arsenal.
you gotta be on this therapy stuff, bro. Wait to see. I mean, you gotta be on therapy.
T1 says, question for Ryan and Hassam. First of all, Ryan, are you finally a Matt 10 believer? And secondly, do you think this next hire will be a gamble because there's no elite managers out there? It's all up and coming. Floor's yours, Ryan.
Me, I think McAllister. I still can't forget some of the early season performances that he did have, but recently he's done a lot better. He's done really well recently. That I think if he continues that form, then I'm very, very happy with him because he has played really well recently. But I still can't forget some of the early season performances. Like the Brighton away and I can name you some others as well if I wanted to. But recently he's been excellent. I would say since the international break in November when he came back and we played City, where he was excellent in that game. Obviously he's been injured for some time in that, but when he has played, he's been very good since then. So yeah,
I think
I think
McAllister starts for all the teams in the league right now.
maybe it's at
Even
City
City.
when they have all their midfielders.
Because
fit.
Silva play right wing.
Nah, but imagine you had a midfield of Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo. Like, come on, man, he don't start.
Yeah, but Bernardo don't play there. He plays right wing.
I know, but he
That's
still
an
could
option.
have the option of playing Bernardo in midfield if he wanted to.
Yeah, McAllister will find a way to that team. That's why City were linked to him. They know, like, the thing is, technical footballers, look, people who are sound technically will always find a way. So when you look at McAllister, he's not like there's nothing he can do special on the pitch, but he can do everything at an 8 out of 10 level. And those players will always find a way through. Like, I feel like McAllister is the type of guy you could play him in the 10, 8, 6, left wing, right wing. He'd find a way to influence the game positively. You know, so that's why I always I was like, I'm just gonna give him time to get used to this DM stuff. And by the way, you saw against Fulham, the Carabao Cup game, he came off and all control
He was
went.
really good.
When he was
really
on the
good.
pitch against Fulham did not do anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah,
Like
it's true.
Kelleher could have had Shisha. And then McAllister walks out and then boom. It's just all control is gone.
No,
Because
you're
he's
right,
that
you're right.
important to us. And actually, I want to see him and Thiago on the same midfield. That would actually be
I
something.
didn't
When
know
is
would work,
Thiago
though.
back? When is he
I
back?
don't know when that guy's back. I don't know. Next year, I don't know.
Imagine you ask Eli, is Partey back? Same vibes.
All right, first. You know what? Fair enough. You got me. That is. And Sheik
I
says
forgot
another
who
question.
Thiago was at times, to be honest.
Another question for the Liverpool Dums. Which team would you like to see Klopp go to after he returns from his break? Or where do you think he
Liverpool.
could cook, basically? Or so you take him back after he takes a 2-year break
Yeah, bring him
and then
back,
take him
man.
back?
You know, there's
Makes
only
sense.
one right answer to this
Bring him
question.
home.
Go on.
The
What's
most
right answer?
logical answer as well. Germany
Germany.
national team. If you notice in his interview, usually when managers do interviews, they never mention countries anyway. They always say club. Like they always talk about clubs, right? Like I'd never manage another club for another year. I felt like he said club or country for good reason. Because
Yeah.
and if he's talking about, not having to go essentially 100% every day, that's what national team managers.
Yeah,
Like
that's what
national team
national
manager
team does.
has to go 100% during competitions, maybe during qualifications and shit like that. But like when you're playing friendlies or you're just watching football, that's not like obviously being a club manager where you're on it like 24/7. So I think Germany national team is the most logical thing for him now.
Germany makes sense. And somebody mentioned this yesterday on the Fan Calling Show. We were talking about it. Bayern Munich is another good shout for him once he's taking his break. I can see him definitely taking off. That'd be a good run for him. You don't think he managed Bayern? Why not? Because of the Dortmund links.
I don't think he'd manage Bayern.
Yes.
Why is he
I
that
think
tied
he's
into
a
Dortmund?
loyal type of character.
Yeah, he's a very loyal guy. You know, like how we say we believe him when he says that he's not going to manage another English club. I think it's the same
I
for
hear that.
Dortmund. He won't manage another German club. But
Yeah.
he is that loyal guy. And I think
I hear that.
I want to address a comment from Curry Pirate in the comments.
Yeah, big
where
up
he's,
CP.
like, basically
Flows
saying,
yours.
why are they crying for a manager that's only won X amount, whatever. I don't think people realize the connection that Klopp has with the Liverpool fans. I think it goes more than what he's actually won. He's won the trophies, by the way. He ended our 30-year title drought. He won our 6th European Cup. He's won every trophy at the club. He's won every trophy. So, of course, we're going to praise him. Of course, we're going to love him. But it's also what he represents. He represents the club. He gets on
Also,
so well
isn't
with the
Carrick
fans.
a
He has a
Chelsea
great
fan?
connection with the... Huh?
Yeah, CP
Isn't Carrick
is a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea
Yeah,
fan?
he is.
Yeah,
He
so
is.
he just, Chelsea fans don't love any manager. That's like,
Yeah.
that's like expecting like a billionaire to feel bad for the normal people. Like he's just in a different, his whole life, he's seen sacking and hiring every year. Like he doesn't love anyone. Curry don't love anyone. He's just sexually attracted to trophies. Curry P, big up to you. You get me? And big up to you joining the
CP.
college show. But you probably look at your trophies every day and like wank in a sock and shit. So it's just how you move as Chelsea fans. So
they're saying
yeah.
BS, we love Jose. But hey, and C24,
Well,
big up to you.
was
He
saying,
says,
sorry,
question.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
love Jose when he was managing Spurs? You're so full of shit. You're so full of crap if you say you liked Jose when he was managing Spurs. Yeah, okay. Okay, bro. Okay. Also, Carey P, you're not that old. You didn't see Jose's first stint. So you love Jose off of one Premier League using your logic, right? So he only won one league title. Okay, Jose only won one league title. Because don't tell me when you were a fetus you were watching Chelsea. Okay? So thank you very much.
But I think with Klopp is it's like what I was saying. It's the connection he's got with the fans. It's who he is as a man as much as the manager, and that's what's really important to be to us as fans as well, and to Liverpool. Is it matters, you know, not only how good a manager you are, but how good you are as a human being and what you like as a human being. He has a great connection with the fans. He fully understands the fans and the club. He'll always defend the fans. He'll always defend the club. He's passionate. He's, you know, we call him the adopted scouser for a reason. Obviously, given the keys to the city, you know, he loves the city. He knows what the values of the city and the club are like. That's why, that's what we look for in a manager as well. Which is why actually a lot of the reason why, that's also a reason why a lot of people's first choice is Alonso, including mine. And that's so important for the club. I know it might not be important at other clubs, but it's important for our club. And we're proud of that. And he's been a great manager just for that, and a great man. So
There's
I
only
don't
two
think
fan
rival
bases who would
fans understand
understand,
that at the
Ray
end
Ray.
of the day.
There's two fan bases who understand, Ray Ray. And that's Arsenal and United. Flawless will tell you how he felt when Alex Ferguson left. Obviously, Alex Ferguson won a lot more for Man United. We get that, but we're saying about like there's the starting position matters. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Alex Ferguson left 6 years after managing Man United, only had won one league title. He still ended the United drought, and he still, won them a Champions League. So those stuff you cannot just push to the side like it means nothing. Like I cannot just forget 18, 19, 19, 20 season, or even the quad charge season where we won the 2 domestic cups. I can't just push it to the side like, oh, this thing means nothing. Like there were like about 3 years as Liverpool fans where we went into every game confident. That's not something that you can just push to the side just because it's one title in 7 years. So like that's not how life works. You have to look at the starting point as well, where he took the club from, where the club was at when he first got it. And Ray said it at the start. Brendan Rodgers had us in a mess, bro. Please go look at like the 14-15 season. Bro, we had a front three of Lambert, Balotelli, and Borini.
Bro, we lost the semi-final to Tim Sherwood. Tim Sherwood,
Aston Villa.
Stoke.
Hey, shout out to Tim. Hey, shout out to Tim Sherwood, man. As many Premier League.
And that wasn't even a good Villa team. I swear they finished like 15th.
It was a crap Villa team. They got
he's got as many Premier League winners medals as Klopp. Shout out Tim Sherwood, even though he won it as a player. But we move. You know what I'm saying?
Player,
as a player, yeah. I'm just letting you lot know he has a winners medal. I'm saying Klopp has one. He has one. Shout out Tim Sherwood.
Don't do that.
Timothy Sherwood. He did. As a player, yeah. For those that don't know, he won it with Blackburn. Big up Bush for the super chat. Much appreciated, my guy. And it's good to see new people in the chat as well. He says, we don't have the privilege of a Klopp or Pep. And I believe, is he a Chelsea? I'm guessing you're a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, but you see, Bush, you get it now. That's why I spoke what I said to Curry P. When you have seen, look, in my lifetime, right? I've been supporting Liverpool since 2003. Gerard Houllier, rest in peace. Rafael Benitez. Roy Hodgson, which I prefer to forget. Brendan Rodgers. Kenny Dalglish. And it was more of like an interim, and Jurgen Klopp. In about 20 years of supporting Liverpool Football Club, I've seen 6 managers. That's not a club that you can expect to have a regular relationship. Like, bro, Liverpool fans were sad when Benitez left. Like, let's not act like we weren't upset like when Benitez left too. Even me growing up, because you have that connection with a guy who win you stuff. And even if it's one thing only. Because also when you have a culture of a club that's not used to sacking players, it makes a difference to you. You know, so when you look at the Jurgen Klopp stuff, he's also the longest serving manager in our lifetime. He stayed longer than Benitez, longer than Houllier, longer than all the managers, like in our lifetime as well. So we've had him, so you can maybe try to understand, since the 15-16 season. So it's almost 9 years. And in 15-16, I was still in second year university. I graduated chemical engineering. I worked 3 years in the field. I did a YouTube channel, got monetized, met all these great guys, and 3 years later, he's still Liverpool manager to the end of the year. So he essentially lived the whole life decade with you, So these things matter too.
I think it's when you look at when people. I think people forget how bad we were when he took over. Imagine if you'd have said at that time, Jurgen Klopp will win us a Premier League and Champions League. He'll win us every trophy. We would have got laughed at if anyone had said that. Laughed at, bro. We were that bad at that time. People forget, bro. And he managed to win everything, bro. Up against cheats as well. So that's another thing as well, man.
Yeah.
Up against an institution that doesn't respect the rules. So man, big up Klopp, man, all day, man.
By the way, if I'm just saying it from now, if Man City do get found guilty, like this whole Klopp 1 league title in 7 years thing changes. Because now essentially in everyone's mind, and people might not admit it now, but you know, they will be thinking that. They will be thinking that if City do get found guilty, in everyone's mind, like basically City cheated to get to said trophies, said stage. So I think people will not respect the City accomplishments as much at all. At all.
I think it'll just be voided. I'll say this now. Let's say City are found guilty.
But I think
before you go, Ryan, I genuinely don't think they will be found guilty and anything will happen to them as much as I would like to. I just look at them as voided. I won't look at the season, say we finish second to them in the league, whether they beat us in a cup final. I won't be like, oh, they're ours now. I'll be like, all right, you're voided of them, but I won't class them. I won't be like,
but I think people would acknowledge. I think people would acknowledge.
But I'm not going to say give the league title to Klopp
behind them.
I'm saying even if you strip City,
we would have won them.
Okay, yeah. If you strip City,
if you strip City, essentially in the last 7 years, who's won the league then? Like actually won the league? Chelsea with Conte and Klopp with Liverpool. That's it. In 7 years, you've had 2 league winners, and Klopp's one of them, basically. So even if you don't give the title,
and to Beijing Pops,
if you Google something, let me just say this. Sorry, if you Google right now 2006 Serie A winner, it will show up on Google as Inter Milan. Because Juventus got found guilty, remember, of the scandal, and Inter Milan. Now, I'm not saying, look, obviously, by the way, I actually checked this. If they do strip them of their titles and give them, United still have 1 more league title than Liverpool. So I think it's like 22-21 or either 23-22, something like that. But if they're found guilty, bro, I'm saying from a position of even if they don't give us the league titles, it still is like people are just pushing what Pep done to the side. Like Klopp's legacy increases.
I think it's more the fact people would acknowledge the fact that we finished a point behind. It was literally a point. The fact is, people would acknowledge that if City hadn't cheated, we would have won those leagues. Do you get what I mean? Because they had the advantage and they only beat us by a point twice. We would have won those leagues if they hadn't.
Even Flawless would say that. As shameless as he is, if they're found guilty, even he would make the statement you just made.
What in regards to say the statement again, Ryan? I was looking at something on another screen.
I'm saying that if City get found guilty, people will acknowledge the fact that because we lost out by just a point both times, that if they hadn't cheated, we would have won those titles. Klopp would have won those titles.
Oh, like without doubt, the reason, as much as I run bants and run jokes about Liverpool, the reason why I'm so critical of your manager and so critical of your players is because I rate your manager and your players highly. So therefore, if I'm nitpicking and I criticize to the people like, oh, why are you criticizing that? It's because I rate you highly. I do. It's just that people haven't seen me with Manchester United.
Going, oh, look how overrated Klopp is and stuff, but then are celebrating like mad that he's going. Like it just doesn't.
Yes, it showed that Klopp done his job. Yeah, the reaction from the rivals over the last 24 hours proves everything.
Shows you,
like myself and others have been saying, that it's not just.
And to Major Pops, just quickly, hey, we got Johnny Evans, who's a multiple-time Premier League winner and Champions League winner. But big up to Beijing Pops. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, go on, Ryan.
There's no way
you think if Arteta got sacked from Arsenal, that rival fans are celebrating?
What'd you say, Ryan? Say that again. Sorry.
I'm saying that if you think if Arteta got sacked like tomorrow or left Arsenal tomorrow, that rival fans are celebrating. They're not celebrating that. But the fact Klopp's obviously announced that he's leaving. Rival fans are celebrating it like mad because they know how good he is. They know how good he's been at Liverpool, and they know the fact that him leaving, how much we could. Let's be honest, how much worse we could get at the end of the day. So
because he's the manager that's made you a legitimate threat for the first time in my lifetime.
He's made us
like
respected.
you had Rafa Benitez, but that was like a one-off. But like Klopp has had you consistent.
And then he lost us the league as well.
Yeah,
Benitez lost us the league.
Yeah,
Robbie Keane. I would never forgive him. Sending Robbie Keane back to Spurs mid-season when everyone and their dog knew Torres is injury prone. Was by far, by the way, modern era, dead ass right now, no agenda. Dumbest transfer decision of all time, Premier League, is sending Robbie Keane back in January. Because Robbie Keane is not elite or amazing, but he's better than David Ngo. That's what I will say. He's better than David Ngo.
And big up to Eli for this super chat. Says therapy. I'll need rehab if Lego her head gets an extension. So yeah, there will be a fan calling show if Arteta does indeed get an extension. Because reports of that came out yesterday of him getting a new deal.
And then Klopp news just overshadowed it. Because I feel, you know what it is? If the Klopp news didn't come out yesterday, it would be Eli on the stream and it will be all the Arsenal fans
So
crying
true,
their
yeah.
eyes out. I'm telling you right now. The Klopp
It's-
news actually saved you and the Arsenal fans,
It did?
Eli. Just like we
100%.
saved you in Madrid
This
when we
guy,
beat
yo.
Tottenham Hotspur. There's
I
a
big up
reason
to
why you can
Ryan's.
walk the streets of London.
I big up to Ryan's flip flop for the super chat. He says, "Question to Ryan: when will I be used again, you fraud?" So basically, he's
I
saying
don't
you're a
even know
flip
who
flop.
this guy is, but
You're a
genuinely,
flip flop. You know what I'm saying? Go
whatever,
on.
innit?
Hey, you made
But
it,
like,
Ryan. Khalas, you're
let's
famous
just,
now.
yeah. I think for this season though, it'll be interesting because I do think it will galvanize the team. I've seen people
I
say
agree.
it could have the opposite effect, but I don't see it, to be honest with you. I think the players, you have to remember, all these players owe it to Klopp. They owe Klopp at the end of the day. Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Salah, Trent, all 4 world-class players, all brilliant players. They wouldn't be where they are, anywhere near they are without Jurgen Klopp. They wouldn't be
Yeah.
anywhere near they are. Salah was, when he came in, was known as the Chelsea flop. Klopp's taken him to one of the best wingers the Premier League's ever seen. Virgil van Dijk was at Southampton. Yeah, people knew kind of how good he was, but he would never have reached the level he was without Klopp. Alisson, kind of the same. Trent was an academy kid midfielder, bro. He made him into the best right back in the world. You know, these players owe it to Klopp. All these players owe it to Klopp. They wouldn't be at the club if it wasn't for Klopp, and they all love him at the end of the day. You can tell. I don't know one player who has any issue with him. They all love him. They'll all want to
Yeah.
send him out on a high. They'll all be motivated for him. So I do think it galvanizes the team. I think it galvanizes the club and the fans. The fans, Anfield's going to be rocking for the rest of the season. I'll tell you that now. I'm there tomorrow. It's going to be rocking, bro. Because we're not going to
You're
let the
actually
players get
going to
away
the
with it.
game.
Yeah, I go to most.
Oh, the
most home games.
atmosphere is going to be like
It's gonna
Barca
be,
at home.
and that's a
You can
Norwich
just
game.
tell.
I can't wait for Wednesday, bro. Wednesday's going to be bouncing,
Chelsea
like,
as well.
because
Yeah.
us fans won't let the players get away with it. We're desperate to see Klopp go out on a high. We're desperate to see him end his time at Liverpool with the trophies at the end of the day. So, you know, Anfield's going to be rocking, bro. And that City game in March especially, bro. Oh my word, bro. That's going to be
Yeah.
mental, the atmosphere. Like, and he's criticised the atmosphere, Klopp, obviously, recently. This is going to get the atmosphere bouncing, I reckon, for the rest of the season. And we're going to be a very hard team to play against, in my opinion, man.
Big up to Ryan's flip flop for the second super chat. Much appreciated. He says, to Hassam, will you shave your head in tribute to Jurgen Klopp?
Why would I shave my head in tribute? Like, what does my hair have to do with the tribute? Like, am I gonna take my hair and bury it in the sand with a fucking Klopp letter on it, like, and send it in the ocean? Like, what does my hair have to do with Klopp, brother? Leave me alone. I need this hair.
Hey, big up to Ryan's flip flop. And to Haroon, it says, Flawless, how is it that City with 115 charges is a big deal? Yeah, Barca paying the refs gets brushed under the carpet.
I reckon in Spain it gets talked about a lot.
Did Barcelona get found guilty of that?
No, they haven't yet. I think they're being
Haroon,
investigated.
That's why.
But Flawless, I think in Spain it would be talked about differently.
Yeah, and
Remember,
that
City
too.
are an English club.
Yes,
so it's going to get
you know what it is?
More here.
We're all fucking tired of City winning as well. So we're like, bring them down by any means necessary. That's where I'm at with Manchester City.
The Barca thing in Spain will be being spoken about. It'll be
yeah. You're right.
That version in Spain will be the version of what's happening with City
basically
right now. Do you get what I mean?
There's a Real Madrid fans or whoever, Sevilla fans, maybe Betis fans on YouTube right now, content creating, talking about Barcelona's 115 charges, guaranteed. Talking Spanish.
Also, Haroon, respectfully, Barcelona don't have 115 charges of cheating on their head top. You need to understand the number 115 is also significant. If my charge is one charge for punching Flawless in the face, it's not the same as my charge for punching 200 people in the face. That's a different thing, even criminally. I'm saying legally. Like if I come to the YouTube world and go like, "Hey guys, I'm so sorry. Me and Flawless got into a fight and I punched him. I didn't mean to do so. I was wrong. It was one time. It was an accident. No problem." But if I go punch Lewis and then punch Herrera and then punch everyone, and then I end up getting put behind bars and I have 115 faces that I've punched, it's different than making one punch, you know? So let's also look at the volume of a crime. It's like the same thing as a thief who like robs one house versus a guy who robs 10 houses. You know, obviously they don't get the same charge. Like, why you? Because you can hold that, Lewis, and you're in 9th place. We're gonna destroy you this Wednesday as well. Fraud.
It is.
We'll beat Chelsea on Wednesday. It won't be another draw.
We're gonna get to that. Hey, just gotta do some quick housekeeping. There's over 140 people in the building right now. Hit the like button, like check 1212, and you're clearly here enjoying the show. Continue to get your questions in. Of course, appreciate all the super chats. You want to make sure we get to your question, super chat people. But like, hit the like button. That's how you can support for free. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Hassam's channel as well. Links in the title. This is football. So you can click a link. It opens up a new tab and you can subscribe to his channel right there. We need to get him back on socials as well. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to his channel. This is football, and subscribe here as well. How many subscribers are we actually on? Because it is road to 10K. We're currently at 9,476. Asking for just 4 more subscribers, and there's over 140 of you lot in here. I'm asking for 4. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. Get us to 9,000. Yes, get us to 9,480 people. Make sure you do so. And big up to Vader. I see you in the chat as well, man. Large up Vader every single time.
Don't
man.
big up
Never
Vader.
great. This guy, yo. I big up St. Louis. I swear you're getting slapped on Wednesday. Hey, people, man, I'm looking forward to that game. This is going to be a goodie. It is. It is.
Saint, if you're going to Anfield and you see him, can you slap him like actually?
This guy, yo. This guy.
Can you actually slap him, please?
And to Vader, who says United and Liverpool wanting City to lose, City versus all the hate, energy is huge. Little City has come a long way. Yeah, because you've been successful, Vader. That's why. This is anybody who's successful. In particular, like, don't get mistaken, I hated you motherfuckers when you was in League 2. I would look out for your results back then. I'd go into teletext and make sure, for those that don't know, Division 1 is what the championship used to be called. I was on teletext checking. Like, don't get mistaken. Like, I check Leeds results now. I need Leicester to do the business to make sure they don't come up automatically. Fuck Leeds and fuck City and all the ops, man. You know what I'm saying? Hatred runs deep. Whether you're in the Premier League, winning Premier League titles back to back, or whether you're in Conference South playing whoever. Like, you could be playing Maidstone. I want you lot to lose. Hey, big up to Ed as well, who says big up Hassam and Flawless and Fraud Ray. Hey, big up to Ed for the super chat, man. Much appreciated as well. Yeah, it's only right. Ryan's flip-flops.
Later, I'm just kidding, bro. Don't act like I didn't meet you before all these guys 3 years ago. Have some shame.
Big up Vader, man. I need to get him back on the channel as well. He said Ryan's flip-flop. Ray, now you love Klopp. Last season, you wanted him gone. I'll let you address
this. Was I the only Liverpool fan who did? Sam and me know other Liverpool fans who did the exact same. Well, we can mention names if we want. So why is it only me that you're talking about?
I never said Klopp out.
Yeah, you didn't. I know you didn't. But we know others who did, including me. At the end of the day, I admit I did. But I changed. I was after, when was it? You remember we lost to Arsenal 3-2, and he was playing Henderson right wing, and Elliot left wing at the end, trying to chase the fucking equaliser. I lost my head. And then I was Klopp out for a few months until February, I think, just before the Merseyside derby. Because I was on Spaces that week, because Sam can vouch for me, if he remembers. I don't know if he remembers, but like, I went back to Klopping then. I've been Klopping ever since. So, yeah, that's what it is.
I think beating United,
and even if I was Klopp out, even if I was Klopp out, I'd still be upset that he's going, because he's been the best manager that I've seen at Liverpool at the end of the day by far. He's given me the best times of my life supporting this club. The best times of my life. He's made me so proud to support this club and team, man. He's given me all the trophies. He's given me the best memories, the best nights, the best games. I can't thank him enough, to be honest with you. Like, what he's done so much for this football club. He's an absolute legend.
I think people that even were Wenger out had an opportunity. Yeah, you can put that comment up. Why is it big up Vader, but when he's bigging me up, you don't want to read it out? Huh?
All right, cool. We'll read it out. Then here we go, because I didn't want to interrupt you talking, but here we are. Vader said Hassam is a real one, and this season is going to be epic. There you go.
Big up Vader.
There you go. This guy, I didn't want to interrupt you, but all right, you know what I'm saying? See what I do for being a good host, people, and not interrupting the special guest. Fucking
look,
fraud,
even troops and the AFTV crew who were Wenger out and all this still took a moment to say thank you, Arsene Wenger.
Yeah,
and keep in mind, these were people who were Wenger out actively for like 4 years, 5 years, probably some of them even longer. Yeah. So when you look at like Ray, obviously, look, some people lose their head and shit, and it's okay, shit happens. Only one that needs to hold smoke for it is Tom Little, to be honest with you. So
yeah, shout out Tom Little, man. He'll be here. He'll be back here soon. He's still mourning people. You know what I'm saying? He's still in a
he's just busy doing hammering prop, bro.
Bad way. Bad. No, he's mourning it because he popped up in the comment section.
But he's also doing hammering prop all the time on Twitter, bro.
All right. So that being said, Ryan, we'll go there in regards to the next manager. Who do you want? Who stands out right now? Is there a standout candidate you're like, yeah, go and get such and such?
I think Alonso's the main one in terms of, I think he's the best profile for the job and the best one for the job. And also, look, the likes of Zidane for me aren't realistic enough. I don't think Zidane actually would come to us with the structure and the owners we have as well. Um, but Alonso's the main one for me. The other candidates don't excite me in it. Like De Zerbi, yeah, De Zerbi plays good football, nice football and everything. For me, he hasn't got the mentality to manage Liverpool Football Club, evident by his quote when he said something, was it? I don't care about, it's not about winning
He's a
trophies for me,
hipster.
it's about entertainment. That's never going to work at Liverpool, I'm sorry. Um, Never going to work. And yeah, it's Alonso for me. And I think it's always going to be hard for any manager. There's always going to be a risk attached to any manager we appoint now to replace Klopp because it's always going to be anyone who we appoint is going to be a downgrade on him. Anyone. Because it's such big shoes to fill at the end of the day for all he's done at the club. It's a massive void to fill, and it's going to be hard for anyone. But I actually think it would be easiest for Alonso as well. Alonso, especially if he wins the league this season as well with Leverkusen, but also he plays a really good brand of football. He looks a very good coach. He's the way he's impacted by Leverkusen over the last year, taking him from second bottom when he joined to now top of the league and doing brilliantly in Europa as well in Europe. Um, he looks very tactically astute, very tactically flexible as well. So a very good manager, very classy. So yeah, and also he's very well connected to the fans as well. He knows what the club's about. He knows what the values of the club are. The fans, I think he's the only one that can come in now, and the fans, it'll be easiest for because the fans will give him time as well. They'll be patient with him. Whereas if any other manager joined, it will always be kind of a lot harder. But Alonso's so well loved by the fans that I think it'll be a lot easier for him as well. And he's got, like I said, it's not about as a Liverpool manager just being a great manager. That's obviously um very, very important, but also it's about how you are as a man and as an individual and the connection you have with the fans and the club and the city. And Alonso has that. So I think he's the ideal man for the job, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. Same to you, Hassam, because someone asked, big up to, this is a hilarious name, Staffy Defense League, big up to Staffy. Make sure you subscribe to Staffy TV. And he says, Hassam, don't you want the third best manager in the league, Poch?
You know, this thing has been so irritating.
You started it. This is your fault. You deserve this.
Okay, I actually give credit to Staffy Defense League, despite your name being cringe. You actually said it in context. Third best manager in the Premier League. Yes. He's the third best manager in the Premier League in my mind. And out of the Premier League managers, I take him. But I don't want a Premier League manager as things stand. If we employ Pochettino, I wouldn't cry. 100%. It's not like I'd be like, oh my God, get Poch out. He's so shit. That wouldn't be the case. But I think based on two things. Right now, Liverpool are not in a position where they have to rebuild. And Liverpool aren't in a position where they need to reinvent themselves. What we cannot do, the reason why I don't want De Zerbi as well, is I don't want a guy to come in and go like, fuck all the shit you've been doing over the last 5-6 years. We're going to do our own thing now. I don't want that. Xabi Alonso, one of the two main positives about him is he utilizes his right wing back and left wing back in a way to be main outlets. So when you have a Trent and a Robertson doing that for Liverpool over the last 5-6 years, it kind of fits through the mold. And if you watch the Bayer Leverkusen interviews of their players and stuff, they always talk about gegen pressing. They even use that word. So even pressing from the front is something Xabi Alonso applies in his football. So out of the managers available, he's probably closest to our football. And as Ray said, look, when you manage Liverpool, when you manage Man United, when you manage Arsenal, having that certain connection is only a positive. It's on the pros page. So it's like there's a pros and a cons page. It's on the pros page. Having the connection with the Liverpool fans is definitely on the pros page. Like, let's not forget, he was even a player who played in the 05 final. Now, out of the other managers, here's the thing. The market right now is stinky. Like, make no mistake. So I probably be saying like a Xabi Alonso or a Zidane are my two favorites to get the job. But if Pochettino gets it, I'll never bitch and moan about it, like the Chelsea fans. By the way, Flawless, you know what proves my point right? That I'm not waffling. The last game they played against Aston Villa, Poch in the first half coached a 4-0. They missed about 3-4 sitters. And they missed 3-4 sitters, and the people, get Poch out. That's just the Chelsea mindset.
They did in regards to that game, but we're not going into the Chelsea stuff because this ain't about them. But that game in particular, no. But I'm saying overall, it's like you have to do better. You can't be sat in ninth. Like there's so much more he's done. I've watched a lot of Chelsea games, and it's like, and I like Poch. You know what I'm saying? Before he went PSG? I wanted him at Manchester United. That's how highly I rated Poch. But I'm glad we didn't get him because of what has gone on since then. Hey Lewis, you know what it is. Hey, big up to like 1 second. Big up to Amin. Actually, no, let me get to this one from RSV. Amin, I'm going to get to your super chat as well. RSV, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, big up. How long have you two been supporting Liverpool?
2003.
Yo,
I'm
2007.
28 years old, despite I look young.
2007 when I was 7 years
28.
old.
So 03, 07. So these two are two long-standing Liverpool fans who have been through it. You know what I'm saying? And been through it. It puts it into perspective, man. When I hear you,
Listen,
man, say,
people think
2000.
they have rough times at their club. Listen, I don't think any top big four fan has endured the time like we did with Hodgson. That was by far the worst fucking thing. I still remember till this day because people try to claim like, oh, he's a fake Liverpool fan and shit like that. I still remember till this day. Maxi Rodriguez scored the winner against Bolton away. We won 1-0 in the latter. We celebrated that shit because it took us out the relegation zone. Most embarrassing fucking thing. We were like 17th, bro. And then Hodgson comes out and says we're not too big to be relegated. Excuse me, get him out now. Get him out now, right now.
I remember watching that game with my dad in the living room, obviously live, and bro, when we scored that goal, bro, I celebrated like crazy. We celebrated like mad. I was hugging my dad after the final whistle like crazy because we just won a game, bro. Like that's what it was.
The darkest year. That was the darkest
year. It was so bad. Remember when Blackpool beat us at Anfield?
Oh, yes, and I remember when Northampton Town knocked us out the Carabao Cup.
Northampton, oh my days, days. The next day at school was horrible.
Hey, flawless. Next time when someone says fake Liverpool fan, you know, bro, I know my shit, bro.
That's one. Hey, one thing I would never call you. I call you a lot of things. Is a fake Liverpool fan. You Liverpool through and through, 100%. That's one thing I will defend, and Ryan as well. As much as I get on Ryan's case about stuff, you man are both. So that's why when people ever say, "Oh, they're fake fans," no. These two are Liverpool through and through. Like, don't ever get him mistaken. Like that's without doubt. Big up to Amin for the super chat. He says, "Would you three take two cool at Liverpool or United?"
No. You know what?
I would rather stick pins in my eyeballs.
Flores, you know when I was Klopp
most
out,
overrated manager in the whole planet. There is no one more overrated than the Tuchel guy. I dare anyone name one.
Him and Conte are the two overrated ones. Him and Conte.
So overrated.
But you know what it is with Tuchel, Flawless? I remember when I was Klopp out for the few months last season, I was thinking Tuchel, but bro, since then, man, honestly, bro, this guy's stocks have gone so down for me, bro. The fact when he's gone to Bayern Munich, I thought he'd do such a good job when he went Bayern. Bro, he's been terrible. He only won the league on the last day with Bayern because Dortmund bottled it. Musiala scored a late banger.
Dortmund bottled it, not even because of his greatness.
He had to rely on
Dortmund had to beat some random team. It was like Frankfurt or some shit at home, and they failed.
It was Mainz.
Mainz, even worse.
They bottled it at home, Dortmund. That's the only reason Tuchel won the league. And even then, he only won it last minute because Musiala scored a banger. And this season, he might not even win it either. He's doing shit, man. That was after buying Kane,
Only one that likes Tuchel is his wife, his family, and Chelsea fans. That's it.
Tuchel's not a league manager. He's not a league-winning manager. He's decent in cups. Because he can set up sometimes tactically in big games and cup games to get a result. But in the league, this guy is not a league manager, bro. League-winning manager.
Also, respectfully, I'm not trying to sleep after football games. So,
yeah. And
the best snap I've had since being a content creator, there was a game, I think it was not Chelsea-Burnley. It was Chelsea. There was this game where it ended
but here we are.
In the Tuchel era, and I done a watch-along for it. My brother, as soon as I ended that stream, I slept for 6 hours straight. You're telling me that's the manager I want at my club? I'd literally genuinely rather stick pins in my eyeballs. Hey, I'm not shocked his wife left him C24. It's probably boring in bed too.
All right. Just to clarify, people, have a 1 second. Hold up. Is it here?
Did Flawless just lag out?
Yeah, is he frozen?
Hey, we taking over Sarcasm City TV. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to Hussam TV, motherfuckers. Hey, we taking over. Hey, we taking over, Siri. Let's go. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing. This is the takeover right here. WCW invading WWF. Let's go. We're pulling up in our Rhino tanks and shit. We're taking over the channel. Look at how he froze as well. Look, that's always his dirty scumbag look before he's about to he's about to rattle me
He's about to
or
say
say
something
something.
so like
Yeah, that's
evil.
that shit smile.
That
Shit
patronizing
smile.
quote he's so patronizing, genuinely.
This is the
Oh,
takeover, right? This is the
yo,
takeover.
Victor.
By the way,
Victor,
just
you're
quickly,
saying
there's a guy earlier on who asked T1 Dots, I think even Flawless started. He's like, why would I take Zidane? Because Zidane would walk into a Liverpool dressing room and command the respect of every motherfucker in that dressing room. Because Zinedine Zidane, if he walks in, Mo Salah ain't leaving, Virgil van Dijk ain't leaving, ain't nobody leaving. All of them are staying,
true.
and he would help get us to the next level. Fact.
You know what it is with Zidane as well? I think you can't question his CV, what he's doing. And people always had that criticism of, oh, he did it with such a good Real team. He can only do it with such a good team. Well, we're a good team. I'm not saying we're on the level of that Real Madrid team. No way am I saying that. But we've got world-class players in our team. You know, we could win the league this season at the end of the day. So we're quite clearly a good team. So I'm saying that Zidane would also come into a good team. And I think he would do well for us, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I think Zidane would be a great appointment, but I think it's unrealistic, to be honest with you. I also think he's just holding out for the French job as well. So
first, and just to clarify, I'm glad my Wi-Fi cut out as Hassan was saying that wild stuff. All the views expressed by panelists on Sarcasm City TV are not always the views of Flawless or Sarcasm City TV. Let me continue to get through these super chats as well. A big up to you. I'm in back to this because you asked me would I take Tuchel. I'm with Ryan on this. Surprisingly, I rated Tuchel. I thought what he did at Chelsea was tremendous. I thought he did an exceptional job. And I thought when he went to Bayern Munich, he was going to elevate even further. And then when I look at what he's done at Bayern, I look at how he's played, Bayern Eric Dyer, I'm like trying to sign Trippier.
Dyer, man.
Like, obviously, I know they've gone with Bowie now, but I'm looking at it. Then when you talk to Strasbourg Steve, and he obviously watches the Bundesliga a lot and watches Bayern Munich closely, it's kind of like, yeah, you're not it. And I've gone out on a limb and said when it comes to Manchester United, I don't want any manager who has previously worked here or is currently working here. Only exception to that rule is Carlo Ancelotti. Bring me a manager new. So no manager who's here and no manager who's been here before at a previous club. Whether
you
that's
mean
Liverpool.
managing in the Premier League? Is that
Yeah,
what you mean?
When I say that,
okay,
managing in the Premier League. So I don't want anyone who's managed in the Premier League or managing in the Premier League. Bring me a fresh start. Bring me
And by the way,
new.
Chelsea sacked Tuchel for good reason as well, to kind of prove what Flawless is saying too. Like Chelsea didn't get rid of Tuchel for no reason. They
just
spent a
replaced him,
shitload of money,
Paulie.
and they were like literally like in 8th place or 9th place when he got sacked. They just lost to Zagreb away. They had like one shot on target. They sacked Tuchel for good reason, bro. It's not like they sacked him for no reason. So I agree with Flawless.
They just replaced him, Paulie. That's all it was. They just replaced him.
To God AEM, big up to you, man. Always good to see you in the chat. Because I know you're a Liverpool fan. You said you win in the league from jump. Flawless before. You said you don't think Liverpool are winning the league. Now Klopp has announced he's leaving. Has your mind changed since the players would be more motivated now to win it for Klopp? I hear the argument about the players being more motivated for Klopp, but I don't tie in. Yeah, they're more motivated, but then it could go over the top and be getting to emotions.
That's what I will say. That's my only worry with it, is that sometimes you have to know how to handle that emotion correctly at the end. I think our players can do that, by the way. I think that we've got experienced players, world-class players who have won the trophies, who know how to handle pressure. There will be much more emotion at the end of the day from the fans and from the players, but I think that is my only worry, is maybe they just becomes too emotional with the players. Maybe they could end up, if they get too emotional, you could end up making mistakes, maybe going into challenges and stuff like that, which could get you sent off and stuff. But I think Klopp is also the manager as well that will get them in the right mind frame, so have the right balance between being motivated and also not being overly emotional. So I think he'll get it right.
That's where it is in regards to when we look at great sides who have won Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, and then you talk to those former players. I've never seen an interview where they talk or a manager mention, it was emotions getting us over the top. Yes, you need to be emotionally in check and emotionally in control. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, because some emotions is good, like, for instance, aggression at certain points. But, like, I don't see that as a positive. I said when Klopp announced this, even though I don't think it's his fault, it just seemed like a very strange time to announce it. But like Ryan mentioned, and
I think they had to announce it yesterday.
Yeah, they had to. I think there's a detriment to that. Because I think there's even more. There's already pressure on you lot to go win the league anyway. Now there's added more pressure. So yeah, players can use that. But someone's gonna get their thoughts on this. You know what I'm saying? You got welcome my like Ram. is in the building. Yes, Spider-Man Ram. What are you saying?
Oh my God, who invited
Not
this
this
guy?
guy, man.
Shut up,
Big
bro.
up, man.
Shut up. This guy. Remember, this
Fuck it out,
is
man.
Big up, Ram.
this is
Every
the
single
How much
time.
this is the
super chat
same
time
guy
out
that's
the
making
stream?
up
I'll send
lies
it
about
right now.
myself.
You ain't got
Send
you
it
ain't got
right
any-
now.
Make
I'll
lies
send my
about myself,
first ever
yeah?
YouTube.
Makes
He
lies
won't-
about
he
some of the
won't
stuff
send
that
it.
I've said, which
150.
apparently I've said, but I never said. Just saying.
Ram, you were Klopp out last season.
What?
See, there you are. There you are.
What?
Rere, you
You
remember
see
when he
what
was Klopp out?
Flawless, do you see
Don't
what
lie,
I mean?
Ram.
Lies. The
Don't
lies.
lie.
The lies.
You can ask
Lies.
I just
Rere
want to
right
say
now.
I streamed a lot with Ram. He never said that to me. I can
Yeah, but he
vouch
never
for
said
him
it
on
to
that.
you, but he said it to me in
Yeah.
the Liverpool.
Oh, you say it to you? All right,
Really.
first.
Go ask Kurdish the
Klopp
same
out.
question. Who
I
was part
dare
of
you
that
deny it.
KDL,
I
bro?
dare you.
Do not try that. Do
You
not
want him
try
to
that.
get
I was
Val
part
to
of
get
that
the clip
Oh
of
my
KDL
you
days.
group,
saying
man.
Klopp out? I'll get
Yo, Kurdish is going through next level depression at the moment, bro. I'm telling you, man. I messaged him up. He's his next level depression.
Hey,
Oh my
someone needs to
days,
check in
bro.
on Kurdish,
Leader of
man, you know what I
KDL,
mean?
man. It was always gonna happen.
Crazy,
We
but
had
Ram,
like
we haven't.
three people last season on Spaces, the KDL, the Klopp Defense League.
Yeah, man,
Ads,
shout out to
myself,
KDL, man.
Kurdish, every day just defend the guy. But
Yeah,
Flawless
man.
will
Yeah.
tell you, in every battle of the North, I defended the fuck out of Klopp.
You
For
did.
good reason,
Mhm.
bro. Because you know what it is? Like, it's a fair question to ask. I know people always respond, it's not my job, but it's a fair question to ask, like, who would you get? That's why we always ask Flawless as well. Okay, when you sack Ten Hag, who would you like? Shit like that. It's a fair question. It's not like a mad
Yeah,
question. And the thing is, you look at the fucking manager market, man, it's meaty. Like, that's why Xabi Alonso is looked at in such a high regard. In any other world, maybe 5 years ago, Xabi Alonso wouldn't be like, oh my God, Xabi Alonso. But because people would be like, you know, he's only had 1 year, etc., etc. Now it's a different topic, a different debate. People are looking at Xabi Alonso as the favorite, and I agree with them. And I think he should be taken over. Specifically, if he wins Bayer Leverkusen in the league, John W. Henry need to call him the next day, literally, next day. Call him, hello, yalla, take over Liverpool. Simple. Because people need to understand something. We are not in a position where you need to rebuild, where you need to buy 500 new players, where you need to reinvent yourself. We're not in that place. Like, respectfully, let's assume whoever comes in to manage Liverpool. You've got Mo Salah, you've got Virgil, Trent, Alisson, Konate, Robertson, Tsimikas, Bajcetic, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Soboslai, Gravenberg, McAllister. Like, you've got players, bro. So it's not like whoever's got to walk in now has to buy like 10 new players, sell 10 new guys, and do a whole ass rebuild. No, you don't need to do that. That's why we need a manager who can just essentially like put on the work that Klopp has done and like make it better, keep it the same level, you know, improve it, maybe add his spin to it, add his touch to it. It's like mac and cheese. Okay, let me give it as a food example because sometimes people will relate. Mac and cheese, you know what makes mac and cheese taste like shit? People who overdo mac and cheese, people who do too much. Mac and cheese is macaroni, cheese, and butter. That's all you need. And you make the best mac and
You
cheese
need to see
with the skin on top. And you know, of course, seasoning. I'm Arab. Come on, of course we season food.
Just to clarify for those that may be in the chat who are like, yeah, that's all it is, but go and carry on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, but it is true though. And then you see now mac and cheese with like black olives, mac and cheese with like chicken in there, mac and cheese with like salami in there. I'm like, why are you fucking up a recipe
That ain't
that
mac
already
and cheese, bro.
amazing?
That
Yeah,
ain't
so
mac
we
and
need
cheese.
someone maybe to change the type of butter, maybe put a more fatty butter, maybe add in an extra, you know, type of cheese, maybe 2 cheeses, shit like that. What we don't need is someone to come put chicken, olives, fucking mushrooms, and a mac and cheese, and now it tastes like a potato salad. That's what we don't need.
That's
Now,
true.
you right.
It's big.
I hear you. But let's say, but big up to God. AEM, who says this is what I like to see. All Liverpool fans with different thoughts about the team. Shout out the panel. You know, man. I put together better lineups than Klopp. But here we are. You know, I'm gonna be putting them together longer than Klopp as well. But yes, what you telling me, Ram? Thoughts? You know what I'm saying? What was your initial thoughts when Klopp left?
I'm gonna forget what you just
Klopp is
said.
leaving?
I'm gonna forget what you just said because that was just wild and a little bit over the top from yourself.
How is it?
But-
Have I not been putting together lineups longer than Klopp? I will be actually. You know what I'm saying? I'll be putting together lineups when he's, you know what I'm saying, in July when he's done, when he's chilling, he's taking a break.
Yeah, like all great managers, they need a little break. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, like me, man. I could do with a break from fucking you lot, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? You jokers, we're going.
Nah, man, it's obviously timing wise is not the best timing in terms of ideally I'd love him to see out his contract because like what Hussam said, the market is just so saturated. You got the market where you got so many great managers, but you also got the market where you got so many unproven managers that could be great. you haven't got a little bit of the in between or the person that's already starting to build their stripes up. They've got a couple of trophies and all that kind of stuff. It's very much proven, unproven, no in between, and that's the main issue I have when it comes to all this stuff. Because if you talk to me in like 2026, a couple of managers that are on this boat, like your Xabi Alonso's, you're probably even managers like to an extent Amorim or even Sergio Conceição, people like that, they would have a little bit more experience and a little bit more, what's the word? Understanding of what it's like to be a manager with a top team. And at this moment, Jurgen leaving the way he's leaving, look, at the end of the day, if the guy's tired and doesn't have the capacity to manage.
Sorry, one of the comments just took me out. I'm so sorry, Ram. That last comment just completely took me out. I'm so sorry, Ram. I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. Carry on, man. I'm going to get to that. So, Elias, I'm going to get to that. Sorry, Ram. Go on, carry on. That completely caught me off guard. But go on. Sorry.
Am I missing something, Flawless? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are. I'll tell you in the private chat. Yeah. You are. But carry on, say what you're saying. I'll tell you after the show.
Fair enough,
the chat know, innit? These lot are fucking comedians. That's what it is. If someone say you know what they're talking about. I think Ryan knows as well, but go on.
It's like I say, it's a very sticky situation. I think the timing of it in terms of the overall grand scheme of things is not the best. But if a manager doesn't have the capacity to manage at a top level team, then I don't think they should be managing at all. And if he believes that he doesn't have the capacity, then look, at the end of the day, I can't fault him for that. If he knows that he just doesn't have the ability and capacity anymore to take us further, then that's on him. I can't really complain about it. I can't really sort of have a go at him for that. If it's the case where he does have those feelings but still still playing and still doing,
see what G just said in the chat, by the way.
I did see big up G as well in the chat, man. Make sure you subscribe to GTV.
Screw you, G. Why?
I'm lying, he's lying, everyone's lying. Only Ram is honest in this world. Only you are honest. It's crazy.
Of course.
It's crazy.
I'm like God's child in this.
Anyway, guys, I'm just joking. Obviously, make sure guys go subscribe to the Ram stand. Even though this guy less consistent than Thiago, make sure to go subscribe. You get me?
Wait, that's a little bit of a compliment, Hussam. I'm more like Naby Keita at this moment, bro. You get me. I'm just
you're Thiago level, man. You just can't get on the pitch enough, but the quality's there.
Naby's worse, bro. Naby's worse.
Anyway, big up for Flawless as well and Torreira, because I do have to head out. I'm going on Staffy's channel, so
no stress.
He's gonna
big up, bro.
Let him know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff over the next week or so, man.
Tell you where you can find me. You can find me on Sarcasm City TV. So make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are liking right now to this video. You bunch of frauds. I don't know how many likes we're on, but it's not enough. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe. Share the video everywhere. Pick up everyone except Sheik
97
and Curry P.
Hussam, one thing. Can you do for me? One favor.
What?
If Staffy pipes up and opens his mouth, I beg to God shut him up, bro, because he has no right to talk about.
When he said Onana,
what did Staffy say that's so bad? What did Staffy say? What did I miss?
He called Onana the best keeper in the world.
Oh yeah, he's just running bands with that, man. He's just running jokes.
No, he did it in the summer.
I've had it out, you guys.
If he said it in the summer, hey.
And for honest, I noticed you're so much better as a host as well. Than like when you're a panelist, you're just a lot more of a twat. And now you're so calm and you're a lot more relaxed.
Don't do that.
And you're a great guy.
This is what happens, you know.
The host is so much better. So much better.
This is what happens because when I'm a host, you don't be shooting at me. This guy will come to kick off my front door. You know what I'm saying? Start shooting at me in my yard. I shoot back. And then he's like, yo, why are you shooting me back? Because you just kicked off my door and just shut up the place and looking for me. What do you expect? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we need to, I need to talk to you, Sam, because I need to get you on here on a regular basis. We need to part but every single time, man.
See you guys,
Hassam,
man.
love every single time, man. Big up to Hassam as well. And just to clarify, I'll get to this from what's this start message? You're a joke, man, Ilya. So let me just clarify in regards to man said, yo, Flawless, big up, but where's the blondie? She'll be on one of podcast next month. Savage is on here once a month for those that haven't
I
seen
think
that show
I
before.
think I have a feeling I might
Yeah,
know
you
what it's
probably
about.
seen it, but yeah, one-off podcast with Savage is non-sport where we just talk current affairs and stuff. She's a character.
Ilyas,
So
you're a
Ilyas,
menace.
she will be.
You man are
She will be
crazy.
here. It's once a month, that show. Just to clarify, people, once a month is that show, the one-off
You're
podcast.
such a menace. You're a menace to
It is
society,
calm
bro. What the hell? Yo.
Goddamn,
Hey, yo.
Man, a wilding, 100%, fucking nuts. But yeah, big up to you, Ilyas. But yeah, go on, carry on, Ram. Say what you were saying. Carry on.
Yeah, when it comes to managers that I personally, for me, I'm looking for and who I want to join, the Xabi Alonso is not on that list. Sorry for the people that want to have a go at me or have I've been massive fans of Xabi. I've been a massive fan since 2018. When I think he did an interview with like Guillaume Balaguer about just talking about him being a coach, and like he was like, yeah, I got so many offers from so many places, but I'm just like, I just want to stick with what I want at the moment. I know I'm not ready for the big manager role. Let me earn my stripes at Sociedad B team, and then we can go from there. And I was like, yo, this guy's got a good head on his shoulders. Obviously, as a footballer, he was mad intelligent and mad technical, but decision making, all that kind of stuff, he's been really humble, and he's been really grounded about the way he's going about his business as well. So I still want him to grow. Like, he's only been in a proper manager for only 20 months.
Oh, are you more like he will be coming too early in your opinion?
Yeah. He'll be
fair.
too early. Like, it's a bit like how Stevie moved from Rangers to Aston Villa, in my opinion, very early, because I think he should have had a season where he played Champions League football in the group stages, and I think he moved to Aston Villa way too early, in my opinion. He should have finished that part.
Man, let's be honest.
Finish that part off before he went in. But that's how I see it. Personally, for me, who I'd want to bring in, like I said, the market's so dry. But if you're talking about stylistically the similar type of football that Jurgen plays, probably Hansi Flick. But my main issue with Flick is what's his mindset at right now? Is he in the mindset because he got embarrassed by Germany, properly embarrassed?
Do you think Flick would work with FSG though?
I think it's the case of, if he's the kind of manager who's like, I need this, and this. He won't ask for like crazy amounts of money, but he'll be like, look, I need to get these kind of players. If I don't get them, we will not win. And he likes to have a small squad, a bit similar to Klopp. Obviously, he likes to bring in a couple of young players as well. So I think he could do well with FSG, but it's the case of, if he needs something, he needs it. And he knows he needs it. So I think in PSG, he was demanding, like, I need, and when he, not PSG, when he was at Bayern Munich his last season, he was like, I need players. I need a centre back. I need a defender. I need a centre mid. I need at least 2 more players so that we can go on and do the sextuple again. And he didn't get those players, and that's one of the reasons why he walks out of Bayern Munich. So, look, I think he could work really well with us, and I think he could be a small transition from the heavy metal football to more of a little bit technical football. And he's quite familiar with kind of the players that we have already. So I think he could be good for us.
That's fair.
Guys, fair enough. Final few questions, people. I know there was a super chat I missed. Big up to Light Vibes. Fire name, by the way. Says, my heart tells me the system may conspire to give a Liverpool a W for ratings, a fairy tale. From now onwards, decisions may favor LFC. They've been trying this for years and it hasn't worked. They won 1 league title and they love him. They've been media darlings for a long time.
No, that won't work because decisions have gone against us this season. We've seen the worst decision go against us this season.
We're talking about now, Klopp leaving. He's talking about now.
No, it won't happen, man. That won't happen. I think we just have to be galvanized ourselves and just get behind the team. So the fan base is going to be fully united for the rest of the season, man, to back the team and make sure Klopp goes out on a high. It's going to be fully united. The fans are going to be at the games. The atmosphere is going to be crazy for each game.
It better be crazy. It better be crazy.
I think it will, man. I think it will now, because
like if there's anything to give an excuse for the fans to start screaming and shouting and making sure that the atmosphere is rocking, is that.
I think this makes it happen now, especially for games like that City game in March. That's going to be mental. I think, like genuinely, I think the fans obviously it's very emotional what's happening for the fans and for the whole club. But I think the players, the players put in 100% effort anyway. But there will be that extra motivation, of course, which could favour them. They just have to handle it in the right way. But we've seen this will get Anfield rocking, I think, for the rest of the season. And we've seen when Anfield's rocking, it's probably the hardest place to go to deal with atmosphere. Wise, you've heard all the top managers from rival teams say it. Ferguson said it. Mourinho, Pep, Wenger, they've all said it. So if you get Anfield rocking for the rest of the season, that's a massive advantage for us at the end of the day. Massive advantage, man.
I've got
And
a
it will
question
help the
for you.
players. No doubt it will help the players. No doubt, man.
I've got a question for you both, yeah? Because I had a thought about this. If
Go on.
Klopp wins another league title, wins the EFL Cup or the FA Cup and the Europa League, where does he rank as the greatest ever Premier League managers? Obviously, Fergie and Pep are first and second unanimously.
Maybe fourth.
Four.
Because you've got Mourinho still there.
Mourinho's
I
above
personally
him.
think he'd go above Wenger for me. That's just my opinion. People might disagree.
Nah, because
Can I-
Wenger's got 3. So
Can I say something? Can I say no?
No.
But we're talking overall
then
the
if we-
Premier League career.
Oh, we're talking overall Premier League career. If he wins all of that, I would have him. So that means Wenger would have had 3 Premier Leagues. What is it, like 5 or
And some
6 FA Cups?
Six
won
FA Cups.
6 FA Cups, and then Klopp would have 1 Premier League, 1 Champions League.
No.
they're saying
If he wins
the
the
league
Prem,
this season,
Prem,
so he'd have
a
2
domestic
So
cup
it'd be
and the
2
Europa.
so it'd be 2 Premier
Premier
Leagues,
Leagues,
2 FA
Champions
Cups,
League.
2 League Cups, a Champions League. Am I missing anything?
Europa
Europa
League.
League.
So he would have won the
Super
whole
Cup,
lot.
if you want to
The
include
whole
that as
lot.
well.
It's a debate to be had.
I think
he's
he'd go
I
above
think he
Wenger
moves into
personally.
third.
He's not above
because
Mourinho.
Mourinho doesn't have a
I think he-
Champions League with Chelsea.
He hasn't got. I looked at Mourinho's trophy case cabinet. It's not as big as people think
For
it is.
Chelsea, it's probably not as good as what it should be. You could argue.
He's got
Especially
3
because in the
Prems
Prem
and he
he
won
also-
back to back.
Three
Yeah, that's true. He
Prems.
won-
Yeah.
Obviously, one of those back to back, but also got 2 League Cups and an FA Cup.
Yeah, that's impressive. I hold going back to back in high because there's only 3 managers that have done that.
But Klopp has got 2 Prems, which is
Right.
one behind Mourinho,
Mhm.
and you could argue he kind of rebuilt the team, something
Yeah.
Mourinho hasn't done.
True. But I still hold the back to backs and the 3 Prems over.
Like
2
I say,
Prems and
it's a
Champ-
debate.
It's a debate to be had, though. It's a debate to be had, 100%. 100%.
I think for some Chelsea fans, it might be an uncomfortable conversation as well.
But then,
Yeah,
do you
Chelsea
include
fans love that.
Mourinho's times at United and Spurs in that as well?
You could,
So
because you could
do
add
that.
a Europa League and a League Cup to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Well, you could add that. You can add
Europa
that.
League and League Cup. So there'll be
Yeah.
3 League Cups and a Europa as well.
Obviously, he didn't win anything with Spurs, so
Nah.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
It's definitely a debate to be had. 100%.
Pep and Fergie are top 2 undisputed.
Unless them charges are taken to place, and then we end up getting some extra.
Oh, you
extra
counting
Premier
them
League
trophies,
titles.
yeah?
Extra Premier League titles, you know.
This guy, yo. This guy. You are a crook. You know what I'm saying? You are an absolute crook.
Nah. Flawless. This is the shameless part of me being like the
Yeah,
amount
we
of
know.
shit I got from every single fan saying about 1 league title and all that kind of crap.
You deserve it
Now
as well, man.
I can dunk on their head top saying like, look, in reality, it's 3 league titles. The records say 4 league titles.
Even your body shutting down. You know what I'm saying?
One of those back to back, and yeah, we also got a domestic treble as well.
All right. Yeah, okay. Anyways, people, before we close out, let me know who's live because we're going to raid someone. But the gang have gone live for the AFCON, one of the round of 16s games that's going on right now. Nigeria versus Cameroon. I'm going to drop the Twitch link in the chat. So I need all you lot to head over there who want to watch that. We are going to raid someone as well. So you got options, people. The content does not stop here at Sarcasm City TV. So like I said, if you want to watch Nigeria versus Cameroon, that watch along is live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, people. Say again?
Is Onana playing?
Probably not. If he got dropped for the last one, I just need Cameroon to win. That's what it is. Need them to get all the way to the final, man. Keep Onana over there for the longest. Yeah, go on.
Do you think the players knew about this for longer, or do you actually think they did find out yesterday? Because I personally think they found out yesterday. That's just my opinion. I think they did. Is he frozen?
No,
Has he
he's not
froze?
frozen.
Who's
Oh, you're
No,
talking to
yeah.
He's
me?
asking you, Ram.
Yeah,
he's
I was
talking to
asking
you,
Oh, I
you.
thought
Ram.
you were talking to you. I thought
Do you think
you.
the
Nah,
players
man, he's
knew
asking
for
you,
longer?
Ram.
I think they found out yesterday. Personally, I personally think they found out yesterday.
I think they might have knew something, but I didn't think they thought it was definitive. I think they might have heard a little murmur, as in there might have been a little hint, but I don't think they would have expected it to come out this soon and so definitive at this moment.
I just feel like if the players knew, it would have got leaked out somewhere. Not saying that the players are snakes or anything, but when you've got 20 or 30 odd players who know something, you think it's bound to come out in some way, shape, or form. Do you get what I mean? But the fact it was so well kept, it was such a secret, and it was kept so secret. For me, I genuinely think the players found out yesterday.
Or they might have found out the day before, or like
Probably, but I'm
literally
saying they found
before.
out in the last few days or something.
Yeah.
Like,
But at the end of the day, look, hopefully we can hope it. I mean, obviously, Flores doesn't hope at all when it comes to Liverpool. It
I hope for your
galvanizes them.
downfall. We'll carry on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bad
man.
vibes
I
right
hope
here.
for your downfall.
Bad
You know what I'm saying,
vibes
man?
right here. Bad vibes. Bad vibes. Bad vibes. Stop
Wait,
manifesting.
because you wish Manchester United the absolute best, don't you, Ram? Huh?
Yeah, you get like a little FA. You get a little FA Cup, so Eric Ten Hag stays.
Look at this guy, yo. You know what I'm saying? This guy, yeah, sure. Whatever, man. Klopp's
Keep
leaving,
winning.
mate. Hold that.
Probably get FA Cup might be a bit too much. Keep winning, get Champions League football. Eric Ten Hag stays. You're sorted, man.
Hey, don't let Ten Hag dunk on Klopp and get a trophy and Klopp don't. You know what I'm saying? Just
can I
saying.
ask Ram another question? Just Ram.
Yeah, get to it, man. Ask this
'Cause
crook another
I was
question.
thinking this earlier, and I have my answer for it. Which player do you think will be most affected, like in terms of like emotionally by Klopp leaving? For me, it will be Trent. Maybe I reckon it would be Trent because he brought
Virgil.
Trent in from an 18-year-old and made him to the best right. Virgil maybe.
Virgil.
Maybe even a Robertson.
Virgil joined Liverpool only because persuaded him to come to Liverpool instead of Pep.
That's true. It did have that.
So I think those who've had like a proper word with Klopp, as in like you're talking Virgil. I don't think Salah was like Klopp had to convince him that much. So it would have been Virgil.
I agree.
Would have been Virgil. It would have been probably Gakpo a little bit, might be a little bit affected because again it was, but that was mainly because of Virgil had for him come
Diaz
through.
Maybe.
No, not Diaz.
No, Diaz
Szoboszlai. Because Szoboszlai came out and said there's only three managers I'd work with. McAllister always wants to come to Liverpool. That's the thing. It wasn't really Klopp. He always wants to come to Liverpool.
I think Robertson's a big one personally. I know Robertson would have joined Liverpool regardless at that time, but I think Robertson's a big one actually.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe because we talk about
Gomez has been the longest one there. He was there before Klopp.
He had and Klopp had a lot of faith in him, and he knew what the plan was for him before. And he was very specific on how Gomez was meant to train, so that he'd be a proper footballer instead of an athlete. So yeah, maybe him as well. But like at the end of the day, all players will have some sort of effect because
of course
that's the kind of manager he is. You know, Ferguson to an extent was a bit like that. You would have to have he would have a very personal relationship with the players, especially the players that he liked. Maybe I think Paul Scholes was one of them. Gary Neville, obviously Ryan Giggs, Roy Keane before he sort of had a falling out with him. So yeah, that's what all great managers do. They have sort of personal relationships with certain players, and they're like the lieutenants on the field. So
thanks.
But the thing is that also, sorry, just one more thing is that we all talk about the fact this could galvanize the players that want to send him out on the high and stuff, and I completely hear that and I completely agree, and I think that will happen. But you've also got players who think they could potentially be playing for their futures at the end of the day, because You know, they don't know what manager's coming in. They don't know whether the manager will rate. They'll want to have good ends to the season to prove to the new manager, whoever that will be, that no, I'm good enough for you. I'm good enough for this club. You know, there'll be players playing for their future as well. You'd think as well. So.
Yeah.
But hey, love to everyone who has locked in. Make sure you subscribe to Hassam's channel. The link's in the title. Big up to Saint for joining. Big up Ryan. Big up Ram as well. There won't be a Q&A tonight, people, but you will get Pro Clubs 10 p.m. So like literally just over an hour and a half. Pro Clubs on the main channel. So it'll be here on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, not the gaming channel. But make sure you subscribe to the gaming channel. Like I said, Nigeria versus Cameroon. That's going on right now. Watch along on the Twitch. We're going to redirect to my guy Connor. So shout out to Connor. So make sure you just put Sarcasm City TV raid in. No, just put Sarcasm City. Yeah, put Sarcasm City raid in capital letters in his chat. This has been the Analysis at Anfield podcast special. Keep a lookout for when the next show of this will be, because it's normally Tuesdays at midnight, but because there's midweek fixtures, I will be moving things around. I just can't remember off the top of my head where actually I've not added this show to the schedule yet, but I'm going to need to talk to Ryan Ram and figure all of that out. Don't forget though, as well, one last thing before we go, people, this show and all the other shows on the YouTube channel are available on audio-only platforms. Big up to all the audio listeners. So Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, whatever streaming platform you listen to music, whatever streaming platform you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV. This show and all the other shows will pop up. So Spotify, if you use Spotify, hails with the following 5-star Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you do that. Same with iTunes, Apple Podcast, all you iPhone users. Like I always say, you might just not want to have the YouTube app open. Maybe you don't want to look at our faces. Maybe you just want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, driving. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you got to see your gal. Whatever the case may be, because I've seen some of the comments in the chat. You lot be wilding. So yeah, make sure you follow across all socials. But hit the like button here. I believe we've hit 100 likes. Make sure you subscribe as well. This has been a great show. You know what I'm saying? Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool, Analysis at Anfield podcast special. We keep the content rolling. Anything you two want to add before we close out?
Big up my manager, man.
Yeah, man. Big up Jurgen Klopp.
Do you know what's funny? Is I can't. Whenever Ryan says big up my manager, I just think about last season, where he was like Klopp out and all that kind of stuff. But nah.
Bro, I wasn't the only one in it. And it was only for a few months.
People never going to let you forget that. But anyways, we're going to close out, people.
No. It's all good, bro.
Look at this Rams guy as a joke, man. Like I said, we're going to redirect to my guy Connor, put Sarcasm City Raid in capital letters in the chat. But yeah, people, this has been Analysis at Anfield podcast special live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.